In this video, I will be working in Chrome and using Gmail, Google Contacts, and Make.com. To automate sending an email to a specific group of people, start by saving all the email recipients as contacts in Google Contacts. Then create a label and save each intended recipient to that label. This next step makes me feel super cool and computer sciencey. I hope it makes you feel just as smart. Right or two-finger click on the label and select Inspect. This will bring up a split view of the page containing the code behind the tidy interface you usually see, and will highlight the portion of code relating to the object you right-clicked. In this window, you can collect the group ID, which you will need for your scenario. It will be the string of numbers and letters that follows the phrase data ID. Now go into Make. Go to Scenarios and click Create New Scenario. Add a new module that lists your contacts. If you are using a personal account and have not set up a connection to your Google account, then you will need to follow the steps that Make provides to do this. This allows Make to go into Contacts and Gmail and execute instructions that you gave the API. I found this authorization connection process very confusing, and I really don't have mastery over it, but Make does a really good job of documenting how to establish these connections. If all else fails, you can delete the non-functioning connections in Make and retry the whole process. Once you have established your connections, set the search limit for this first step to more than the number of contacts you have. So I have about 158 contacts, as you saw earlier, so I set mine to 200. Now you want to add an iterator, which will go through all of your memberships for these contacts. Do this by selecting Memberships and then clicking OK. The next module that you want is going to be sending an email through Gmail. When I'm creating or coding anything like this, I like to start out extra safe. So I am going to start by having a recipient of my own email, which is just hard-coded into the recipient box. And then I put some test material into each of the content and subject lines and click OK. The last thing we want to do is set up a filter. So this filter should only let people who belong to that label through. We're going to click the group ID from the iterator, and then the inspect quality that we copied, we're going to paste right here. We're going to take out any sort of parentheses or quotes, and then we're going to click OK. And then we can run it once and see what happens. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, something just popped into my email inbox. So if we check on that, we see that it is indeed the email that I had Make send to me. So if I go back into this module about sending emails, I can switch out to the email address which I hard-coded into it for a more general email address for anyone in the group. And now we can run it again and see if the same thing happens, which happily it does. You see another email from me in my inbox. And by clicking on the magnifying glass icon, we can double check who it was sent to or what was sent, just to verify that we did indeed do what we wanted to do. As you can see, this is a rather expensive scenario. It uses a lot of operations. So if you have a lot of contacts or plan to send a lot of emails with great frequency, you may want to consider using a different scenario. If you have a way of making this scenario more efficient, I would love to hear about it.